Yummy, delicious. We'll give it a couple of seconds to let folks catch up and pop on. I could probably take these headphones off, but I have one more thing to do on the computer. Hi, I am Melikia K, Courtney, and I have just finished the podcast SXP MetaMorphosis 365, and I'm building a new habit by popping onto YouTube after, just to do a little bit of a, hey, to do a little bit of a recap. Now, mind you, I am not about to do the whole podcast over. We ain't doing that. But I want to invite you to go find my channel, Melikia K. Courtney, and it's SXP Metamorphosis 365. That's the name of the growth podcast because it is a growth podcast. This was week 2 of Teach Me How to Love. So I figured I'd pop over and just share one of the tools. Let's see which one we're going to do. Okay, I think I'm just going to do the last one because it's simplest, and you can go over and get the other. Hi. Let's see, how does this thing work? I don't know. The thing is giving messages and I don't know how to do all that. So, oh, maybe that's what it is. Hold on one moment. I'm learning things. I'm new to YouTube. There we go. Okay. Okay, now you're a managing moderator, so if anything goes too stupid, like I don't run from trolls, I don't waste my time doing that, because sometimes they are exactly, the message is exactly for them, so I don't stress too much. All right, okay, so hi, I'm Melikia K. Courtney in the Poetry Streets. I am Lady Molotov. Tonight I'm chatting you up from SXP Metamorphosis 365's podcast, and the last tip that I shared was release the outcome. All right, so if you caught any of the one from last week, we talked about just love, did the framework for understanding how we learned to love and what did that look like. How do we feel about the love that we received as children, young children, as adolescents, as young adults, as adults. Okay, it is important, it's so important just to get some reflection in and look at love. Isn't it wonderful? Like, love is one of the most, I think it is the most incredible thing in this realm. I think it is, it's so wonderful. And at the same time, there are many things that people attach and call love. They say it's love, but it really ain't, and it act a lot different. So we had that conversation. We started it last week with episode, I don't even know what episode, but SXP Metamorphosis 365 is the one right before this one today, just finished. The last tip was release the outcome, because we effort to love people, especially the givers, the empaths, the ones who show up for folks, the one who always gets the phone call, those of us as this is who love like that, right? And sometimes we get to a place in relationship where there's some friction. You met up with your sandpaper people, and now y'all mad. Everybody mad. We mad at each other. We got reasons, whatever. Okay. Here's the thing. Sometimes people are not ready. Sometimes people are not ready to grow. Sometimes they are not ready to learn how to behave better. They're stuck in their trap. They're stuck in their belief. They're stuck in their conversation. They want it how they want it. Some folks just get stuck in their ways and believe that there is no change possible. And even to that person who is settled into their ways and believes that there's no change possible, I will say, okay, I agree with you. There is no change possible. But you know what is possible? Creation. You can create a new path. You can create newness in your relationships. And I'm not just talking rom-com. I'm not talking just in your romantic relationships where, you got some sexual outcomes that you after. Not what I'm talking about. I'm speaking about family. I am speaking about friendships. I'm speaking about friends that you have claimed as your family. I'm speaking about your workplace, right? And I had a conversation this week with someone I absolutely adore who was being baited by some folks that were another skin color and trying to draw her into drama and stupidity. And we do not feed foolishness around here. We are out to build love outcomes. That's what we're doing here. We're out to build love outcomes. How can you love? One of the first and best ways to begin Your love conversation is inside. I'm gonna take this off too. Pop this off for a bit and get comfortable. There we go. Free, free. Ooh, when you dropped it. Love outcomes, they're not out of thin air. They take effort, right? And if you've ever had your heart broken, and not in a romantic relationship, have you ever had your heart broken at work by someone you thought had your back? In friendship, because somebody opened a big mouth and told something that you told them in confidence, and they couldn't keep it to themselves. They had to tell everybody, spread your business like mayonnaise. Rude. Have you ever heard your heart broken like that? And how did you respond? Like, how do you respond to that? How do you forgive and trust again? All of that is inside job. All of that is inside job. So, like I said, I ain't gonna be on here long. I ain't doing that because I just finished the whole podcast. And you can go over there and catch that podcast if you are a person who seeks to grow. That's your thing. You love personal development. You love learning. Well, baby, let me tell you, I have dropped many hours and many more dollars and hours into learning personal development. And not just learning it for me, but learning it in a manner to teach it in a manner that helps love others back to life. That is what I do. When I am asked, hey, Melikia, what is your profession? What do you do for work? I say it's so simple. I love people back to life, because that's literally what I do. I love people back to life in a myriad of ways, great ways, because I am a personal development coach, life coach, ritual coach. Yes, I'm also Mischief on Wheels, trusted Lady Molotov. I'm a recording artist. And it is important to know yourself and to connect with all of you. That is how you love. That is how you add more balance and love into this atmosphere, okay, into this being, into this place. Get it? Got it? Good. We 7 minutes in. Ooh, wee. I hope you had a good week. How was your week? I probably should ask that question too. It was a good week, and tell y'all some tea since I'm here. Let's talk about it. Last night, buried a friend, and it still hasn't, like, it hit me in the chest like twice, but it hasn't moved to tears. You know what I mean? I just sit and think through what I was feeling. So I'm like, okay, what are you feeling? You know, I'm sad that I didn't get to see her one last time and have a final conversation, but I am so glad that I did get to sit with her. And when I hosted a day of healing this year in February, which is our annual day of healing, y'all probably don't even know that, but I do that every year. We're having our number 4 next February. She came over to the house. So a day of healing is a 24-hour, like literally whatever the theme is going to be. This year it was Love Fest. So we were just handing out some love and some lessons and some time together. And I got to get some time with her and to watch her sit out in the yard and stare out at the pond and back and just be at peace, have some food, some good conversation. It was good. So I'm glad I had that time with her and her sister, who I absolutely love. Love, love, love. So be kind. Like, be kind. Be kind to your people. When you get the inclination in your spirit to do, be immediate. And that's where I goofed on that one, because I was very busy last week, very busy. And by the time I got the news, it wasn't even a good 3 days, I don't think. 2-3 days, and she was gone. Okay? So I encourage you, all pointing back to how we love out loud, love consistently, love deeply. Love your work. If you do not love what you do, please pause and understand why. Why don't you love what you do no more? Did you love it at first? Maybe you never loved it. Then please add some element of work to your life that you love and can feel passionate about. Like, please give yourself that gift, because it really is a gift. I love what I do. Like, I love what I do deeply, passionately. I love who I get to do it with. That matters and makes for a beautiful life. So that's why I popped on here, just to say the word love like 711 times. And I probably need some more tea, y'all. It's been a beautiful weekend. It's been a beautiful day. Very long. I got about 3 hours in today. 3 hours of writing. Yeah, 4 hours is the goal. 4 hours every day until I'm done with these 2 books. So, so that's what I'm up to. And that's kind of how I am. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I run a mastermind. Always ask the questions: how's your heart? How's your mind? What's going on with your goals? And though the mastermind only runs those 3 days, I'm checking in with myself daily, especially when I know I'm already in grieving, even though my back burner was like, "Ooh, put that on the back burner because we don't even want it. We don't even want it right now." And I had a conversation about death. Who wants to talk about that? But it was necessary, and it was so good to hear from the people in my mastermind share their process and their method for handling grief, because I was just like, ooh. And I guess the contrast was like, my friend that passed is the same age as my mom, and she's the same age that my grandma was when she left. So it was a lot of thoughts going on, and people grieve how they grieve, right? So I knew to give myself some grace and to feel what I was feeling, and not. I know I didn't want to dive into it at that moment because it was something I needed to handle, right? And I got that handled, and then I'm like, okay, boom, this is my appointed time. I'm now in the period where I feel free to touch it and feel free to let it touch me, and I'm going to actively grieve. I believe in writing and speaking and interviewing. So I ask my questions of my people. How do you all handle it? All right. And then I have my own process. So I figure between that all together, I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna be all right. So if you're listening and you're dealing with grief too, my heart goes out to you as well. And I pray for both of us, all of us, to honor the passing with a beautiful mourning, a beautiful, peaceful grief, and no regrets. So I'm releasing all of that, and I'm so happy that she's not in any pain anymore. Okay, so those are the things. That's kind of what my week been up to: writing and showing up, and just finishing the podcast, and then popping on here, say hey, and invite you guys to check out the podcast. Like, go check out my page. I got a bunch of playlists, y'all. But I would say the podcast, SXP Metamorphosis 365. I would also say look at the playlist. Melikia K, Courtney is Lady Molotov. I'm building that one out. So I'll be sharing more of my performances and stuff over there. And yeah, that's kind of what's going on around here. It's a beautiful 9:23, and it's been a full day. I'm about to kick back and relax and get things ready for y'all next week. Ooh, September 12th through 14th, I'm almost sure that's that weekend. I'm going to host a 3-day for women. It is for women, women only. This is number 10, our 10th event, Sanctuary Experience, where we get to bring our sisterhood together and love on our sisters. And this one, the one we do in September, has a lot of spiritual notes to it. So Christ principle, that's how I am. I have a Florida affiliate partner. She's got Hebrew roots based, and we come together and hold space for women who have experienced trauma, who've been let down, who've been betrayed and mishandled. Okay, and we love you back to life. That's what I'm here for, to love you back to life. If you know you want to participate, then you want to get in contact with me, I encourage you to use my Instagram. That's probably the simplest way. I get my messages quickly over there. Melikia, it's Melikia .Lady Molotov, MOLOTAV. If you're more professional, you prefer an email, lifeissanctuaryxp@gmail.com. Lifeissanctuaryxp@gmail.com. You can get in contact with me there so I can vet and then extend an invitation for you to come and be a part of that, because it is literally that way. I vet and then I extend the invitation to come and be with us. We do it family style. We used to use the Edge Hotel, which is really beautiful, and maybe in the future we will again. But we moved over for safety and a couple other reasons, mostly safety, to an Airbnb model where we have all the women come pile in, and we literally live like sisters for 3 days. Eat very good, and it's all inclusive. Like once you've paid your price last 1600, so know that out the gate. You put your deposit down, your first payment's made, you have plenty of time to handle that. So if you'd like to come play, I'll see you in September. With that, I'm pretty much complete. I hope you have a good night. And yeah, check out SXP Metamorphosis 365 Growth Podcast. Melikia K. Courtney. Speak soon. I had to find the extra. I wasn't kidding. I'm new to YouTube, but I ain't new to this. I'm true to this.